race is on. Who's gonna get there first? Let's go. It's kind of dark out. Use a little more sunshine. I had sunshine yesterday. There's my T-Rex and my little baby tomatoes. How funny. Let's go. I don't think it's raining. Might be thundering. Not raining. Come on. I don't get the hesitancy. You're going the wrong way, Steve. I'm going. Report to the door. Stat. 5 minutes later, we're in place. You ready, Rex? 1, 2, 3, and let's go. Yeah, kind of a foreboding sky, isn't it? Got a nice looking vessel heading out there. Semper Marine, I believe it's called. Look at that rig. And we've got a thunderstorm cloud out there. Yeah, Peter Lavasco says, I've detected lightning. It's coming right over my house in Gloucester. And most assuredly it is. I got on my noise canceling wireless so I can zoom way out there and not have interference. Not have my microphone change. All right, so it's just about 8:20, 50 degrees. A warm start on this tax day, April 15th. Uh-oh. Was I supposed to do some paperwork? Why do today what you can put off until tomorrow? So the weather is not easy. Closing the door. It's not that easy either. Let's go look over the edge and contemplate. Oh, grass coming up through the coconut there. That's a coconut fiber. And we've got lots of action down here. A tremendous amount of action. This is the most people I've seen since they started clearing it. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Digging a hole right there to connect the revetment to the groin. That's a revetment. That's a groin. Also known as a jetty. And then there's the sediment in the water. And we got more clean fill over here and more work over here. But our work is to do the weather. The sun's up there somewhere. A really strange but true weather map this morning. Usually you have a front coming in from the north. It's worse weather in northern New England than southern New England, but that is not the case today. Look at the imagery coming out of Jay Peak this morning. Yeah, a couple of bare spots on Can-Am, but that whole ridge there is all natural snow. And Mount Mansfield, same. I don't even see a bare spot in Mount Mansfield, but it's sunny. Well, it's cloudy in southern New England. What is going on here? Here's the satellite image. And there it is. There's that clear sky in northern New York and northern Vermont, while we have a thick cloud, really thick cloud in southern New England. And here's the radar. There's splotches of rain and snow there over Lake Huron, and these couple of bands of rain in central New England, the thunderstorms going off Cape Ann, some more rain near the south coast. So really impossible to place bands of precipitation on the map this morning. And the surface map is equally as confusing, I think, with the 991 low there moving out of Ontario into Quebec, well north of us. And then you see the purple line. That's called an occluded front. Occluded front is when the cold air wraps around to the north and west and the warmer air wraps around to the south and east. And you've mixed it up and a new low forms on usually a triple point, but there are a couple of triple points there. That kind of stationary front connected to the occluded front there in northern Vermont where it's clear. And then a warm front off to the south. And that's another triple point. So we have lots of little energy centers and a strong flow up in the sky. And that has resulted in this sort of whack-a-mole of rain this morning. And the CocoRAS confirms that. Yesterday we showed the NAM. It had a couple of stripes of different intensities rainfall. And sure enough, got about 1/4 of an inch down by your house there, Kate, in Dartmouth. And Buzzards Bay area, picked up 1/3 of an inch of rain. And then you move to Boston area, very little. Check my rain gauge in a second. And then into southern New Hampshire, around Concord, also about 1/3 of an inch of precipitation last night. And then up in northern Vermont, hardly any. So this isn't a done deal yet either. I mean, we're in a transition, a flux of energy centers and changes. And I get to look at this wave over Boston right now. Look at that beautiful wave. And you see that gray curtain that comes down from beneath that nimbostratus. rainfall over Boston, as opposed to cumulonimbus, which we can't see the tops of up there towards Cape Ann, and then the downpour right out there with some lightning going by, probably Marblehead or so. All right, so it's a play-by-play, and why don't I just get to it? Let's show the temperatures this morning. Actually, I didn't get the regional temperature, so I'll just show you Mount Washington, where Mount Washington last night did get 0.2 inches of snow and ice right at midnight, and the temperature at the very top is only about 34, but then you get down to about 4,000 or 5,000 feet, and it's closer to 50 degrees. So we are in the warmer side of the front. It was warm air advection last night, and now it's going to turn into colder air advection, and we are going to see elevation rain change to snow late in the day, and then upslope snow tonight and tomorrow. Here's the NAM high res showing all these different bands of precipitation, kind of easing for a time and then coming back this afternoon. Then you get to 17Z. Now that's about, you got to go 17 minus 4 is 13. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Those are showers and a chance of another thunderstorm coming across just about anywhere, central and southern New England. Note the 540 line's coming in, that blue line, but it's still not snowing until, oh yes, now it is tonight. We're seeing rain change to snow. We've got low pressure well to the north. A new low is forming on the front, though, over the coast of Maine. You can see that departing to the east tomorrow. So rain showers tomorrow morning. Now we get to 12Z. That's 8 o'clock in the morning. Rain is pretty much done, except for in northern New England, where it's elevation snow is blue, and you can see the Champlain Valley, some green. Rain down below in Burlington while it's snowing pretty much the entire spine of the Green Mountains, and then a more widespread snow mostly north of New England tomorrow afternoon. And then now this is where it gets really interesting. The snow is shutting off tomorrow night on the NAM high res. It's done snowing. That wasn't really part of the plan. I thought it was going to keep on snowing. This is now Thursday, and you got high pressure coming in from the west there. It's a pretty strong high. It's cold. It's windy on Thursday morning, but it doesn't show any precipitation. Is that true? Is it going to be done at that point? I doubt it. I think we're just not seeing it. And let's go to the QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast, and you get those little bands in southern and central New England with some areas, the grayish area is less than a tenth or nothing. And then the light blue is only a tenth, 2/10. And so it looks a little less bullish than it did yesterday. But remember, we already had a third of an inch in a couple of those stripes there, Concord, New Hampshire, and Buzzards Bay. So we do that again with another stripe, and we do end up with more than a half inch in spots, but it's very kind of hodgepodge. And the purple there, that would be we're close to an inch of QPF. And note that's mostly just across the higher elevations. All right, this goes out through Thursday, but it's pretty much done before that. And then we'll go to the snow. All right, go to the snowfall. And there it is starting to show up. Now tonight, it's starting to add up in the higher elevations and in parts of western and northern Maine, maybe even at lower elevations, and certainly in Canada. And then tomorrow, it's adding up, and then it's pretty much done tomorrow night, according to this NAM. But still, at 60 hours, it's 2 p.m. Thursday, it does show, if you look really closely, the blue is where you get going from blue to violet is about a half a foot, and then if it gets to dark from violet to dark purple, that's 12 inches of snow, highly localized, above, say, 2,000 feet, and that includes all the way down to Mount Snow. Look at that, the entire spine of the Green Mountains. So the very tops of Mount Mansfield, Jay, Mount Washington should get double-digit snowfall, and it will be powdery way up high, but nothing like last week. It would be impossible to match that champagne powder of last week. But there is powder skiing to be had again here, and this is now getting into the third week of April. All right, time out to look over at the Hull Gut. Got a good amount of traffic coming and going. There's a ferry. I think that's the Massachusetts. And there's the Hull High School, dark cloud in the background, and an incoming barge and that workboat going out right behind it. There's Hull. Good morning, Hull. Did you look up at the sky this morning? You got quite a cloud over your head there. Now we're looking over towards Hingham. Can't quite see it. southern end of the Boston Harbor Islands, and TK's grass. All right, now let's go to the GFS. It's not an easy forecast. Like I said yesterday, we're getting into a warmer pattern with cold intrusions as opposed to a cold pattern with warm intrusions. So we got a cold intrusion coming in here. There's the front coming through New England, kind of a multi-tiered front, but the backlash spokes of energy surface troughs on the backside of this upper level low going through is going to be the snow generator. And you see the low getting down to 980 something there in eastern Maine, and just before it goes off the map tomorrow afternoon, 977 low. Wow, that is a strong storm. And the isobars are tightening up, so it's windy and it's cold in most of New England, but it's drying out except for in the mountains where it's snowing right through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. And this is where we thought it was going to keep snowing on Thursday. So I think this is still a moving target. It's not really showing much except for windy and cold here with a 528 thickness over northern New England on Thursday, upper level low. So that's the reason I think that it will be snowing at least a little bit in the mountains. But for most of us, it's just windy, cold on Thursday as opposed to like 60s today, 50s tomorrow, 40s maybe on Thursday. And then it starts to warm up. High pressure is getting to our south. And this has been the moving target of a weekend storm, which looks like it looked like a possible nor'easter about 5 days ago, and then it kept lifting north and north. And now here comes the rain showers on Friday night, and there is a bit of a low trying to develop in northern New England, but most of the action is going to be in Canada, and we are getting wet in northern New England with a strong wind from the west and the southwest. And southern New England, if the sun comes out, we're popping into the low 70s along the Massachusetts Turnpike, cooler at the south coast, and then the front comes in Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. It is a cold front. It's going to be windy and turning much colder with drying weather for all of New England. So in northern New England, it'll probably be a cold, windy sunrise service on Sunday, Easter Sunday. And in southern New England, it'll be kind of a cool, windy, but looking mostly dry here. As cold air advection comes in Sunday, the sun comes back and sort of seasonable weather. Maybe some upslope snow, but then that eases. And then Monday, high pressure is getting off to the south of us, but high pressure getting to the south is going to be sort of cut off by a new low coming out of the southeastern United States. See that coming in here with some rain trying to come in here next Monday night and Tuesday. And I failed to mention yesterday when I talked about the warm-up for next week that there is high pressure east of Nantucket there Tuesday night. And there's rain coming in and what looked like a wave well south of New England. Yesterday's guidance now looks like it's coming right over southern New England next Tuesday, Wednesday. And that would be chilly and wet. Even though we're getting into a warmer air mass, that wind would be coming in off the ocean. And that's rain. Maybe look at that, trying to change to snow a little bit in the higher elevations next Thursday. We're getting out now to April 24th. That's day 10. Is that Thursday or Friday? Either way, there's a low pressure system at 240 hours. This is always a very low confidence forecast when you get to day 10. Low on the Maine coast, and it's kind of wet around here to begin next weekend. And there's a lot of bagginess in the isobars and the upper level flow with the blue lines north. So it doesn't look like any snow, but it looks like a chilly rain possible here next Tuesday through Friday. So probably get that out of our system for the weekend. We're getting into that point where a lot of people are getting married. We're going to start to see graduations going on, and spring weekends become more and more important. And there's a chance that Stowe, place I ski the most, may try and stay open until next weekend. There's so much snow still left in the bank, so to speak. There's more than 80 inches at the snow stake on top of Mount Mansfield. And we'll probably get that back up close to 90 again this week. And again, there'll be nothing on the ground in the valleys, and the mountaintops will have new snow. So there's a lot going on here that I'm not sure how the side of the hill is going to end up. I guess we're done with the forecast. Just to end more. Oh, look, we got action way down there on the beach, too. What's going on over there? Probably that green thing is the groomer for the beaches. So we're going to be grooming the beaches? Sure, why not? Fresh groomed snow, fresh groomed beach. And maybe they're going to transport some stuff over here to start planting some more seed. So ongoing, yeah, we wake up to this sound every morning. They start at 7 a.m. and that's how we wake up. So I'll get a little more action from this from today and show you tomorrow. Not sure what's going on with all these pipes here. But they're going to try and do their best to make sure that we don't have drainage issues. They're going to try and do their best job with making sure the water doesn't undermine all the work they've done. I'm talking about rainwater coming down the hill now. There's a big hill behind our house. It's called Great Hill. So the Enmore yesterday, T-Rex and I going for a walk. I think we went for a walk to Great Hill, and we were chasing springtime yesterday, chasing signs of spring. That's the theme of today's Enmore. And we went to the herring run and see what happened there. And then we came back, and my camera ran out of battery, and it was a gorgeous sunset. So there's the still shot from my web camera at sunset. Was gorgeous, and it was mild. It was so nice. So it's going to be an abrupt end at the end of this Enmore, where all of a sudden you see the time lapse going from both Weymouth and Cape Cod. And today's going to be an interesting time lapse too. So you see this cloud, one thing before we go. There's the rain and the thunderstorm going off, and then there's kind of a lull right over Boston, and then there's another rain shower coming right into Boston. How much rain in your gauge? Oh, I forgot to check the rain gauge. Steve's rock, Steve's chair. Check the rain gauge. In between, to our south we get 1/3 of an inch, to our north we get 1/3 of an inch, and I get another 0.04. There has been something in our rain gauge just about every morning all month long, fitting April showers. All right, here's the Enmore from yesterday. Thanks for watching. 1 o'clock, 63 degrees at Boston Logan, 61 up in Montpelier. Why can't we have a pond skim at a ski area on a day like today? Logan Airport, 63 with a dew point of 25. What a day. Almost looks like it's calm over there toward Quincy. Almost a sea breeze trying to develop. There's Winthrop. And we're tugging on springtime. We're pulling springtime in for at least a day. Huh, T-Rex? So pretty. Light wind. We got the shorts on. Total blue sky. The next cloud, though, it's already on our doorstep. Savor this, though. The daylilies coming up an inch a day now. This is what the doctor ordered. Whoa, what was that? Chasing springtime on a Monday. There it goes. Hope you enjoyed it. The compost fairy was here. Rex got the hair up on his back. What's going on? What do you smell there? What don't you smell? Not that spring's going to be gone on our Tuesday. It's still kind of warm, but this is the prettiest day of the week, I would say. Yeah, high tide now. So those sticks are dogwoods. And excavator reminds me of that commercial. Oh, you're soaking in it right now. Put your toes in the water. Beautiful. Calm way out there. Definitely a sea breeze trying to form. Who's that? How'd you get out here? It's so warm that he's putting half of himself in the shade. Hi, Mitt. You don't mind all these noises? This is the view towards the north-northeast. The last 3 days before this were all just windy and cold and wet, and you can see it really makes a difference on the blossoms on this weeping cherry. So where it was exposed to the wind, they're tight, and then as you start moving away where they were getting out of the wind, they're starting to open up. And then you come over to here where the sun's been on them a little bit and they were out of the wind, they're in full bloom. Isn't that interesting? You can see all the little flies and stuff going around them. And so this leads me to believe that there must be at least 1 or 2 herring in that herring run. What do you say we go check? And I talked about the roses in the backyard, how they were beginning to blossom, and look at the ones in the front yard. Oh, I just scared a critter in there, or critter just scared me. So, gotta do some pruning, and yes, Kate, I can prune all these down, I will. And the hydrangea, they're turning green, so I think I'm gonna spend some time here in the sun. Right after I get back from looking for the herring, though. I'm gonna go check out the herring first. Pretty red buds. Oh yeah, Steve Bailey told me it was cleanup day at the herring run this weekend. So what'd they clean? Leaves, bags. All right, got the polarized glasses on so I would see fish immediately if they were here. And I don't see any. So the waiting game goes on. You can also see birds working downstream. Or that's upstream actually, isn't it? No birds. No fish just yet. We gotta be close. I think they're in the river. All those cormorants we've seen gathering are eating something. So this is what it looks like after it's cleaned up. All right. I don't really get it. Not a lot of landscapers in the crowd, I guess. There's a heron bird. Some gives me a feeling this sign is ancient. Season April 15 to June 15. Permits for taking herring or alewives are required and issued at the Jackson Square Pool, corner of Water and Commercial, Wednesday 4 to 6, Saturday 10 to 1. May be taken according to the rules. I doubt it. Wait a minute. Jackson Square Pool? Is this the Jackson Square Pool? Where's the pool? Is there a pool over there? This is the first sighting though. First bulldozer sighting on this job. Dozer, Steve, it's a dozer. D6K. Planes landing toward the northwest into the wind. So if there is a sea breeze, it is very shallow, very localized. Surf is probably perfect. Someday I'll go back to surfing. 60 here, so a little cooler than Boston. Well, last time we checked anyway. Maybe it does actually feel like the air's coming a little bit in from the right. So far, so good with the tulips. Not getting eaten, at least most of them. No thanks to you. You just bark at them and laugh. They laugh back at you. But nice to have you out front, Rex, helping out with the pruning. Spring cleanup. Oh, look who's here. He wants to come out too. You'll come out before the day's over. Just heard some very bad news. What's the news?
Oh no, that's all right. They're reconfiguring the routes.
Oh no.
I'm not happy about it. So thank you for taking care of me, seriously.
Oh.
Tomorrow's the last day. They're sending me down the other end of the street. Sorry, buddy, I'm giving you one extra for the road. Get over it.
T-Rex, we'll have to go for a
Good
walk
boy.
and find Mike instead of Mike finding us.
All right, remember who was there for you, me.
Yeah. Steve, say something. Go get some treats. Steve just doesn't do it
Yeah,
like T-Rex.
I like Steve though. Steve gives me the look. Sometimes when no one's around, then he bolts to the other side. One more, that's it.
Oh. Well, you're
All kidding aside.
best
I'm
mailman
not dying,
ever.
but I'm just not happy because, yeah.
Well, you're still going to be down by the water here,
Yeah,
huh?
but they didn't do me any favors is the point. I played by the rules. Took one on the chin, but what are you going to do? But on a serious note, if anything's ever for real, I'm still out there. Let me know.
Okay.
All right, very good. Enjoy the
All
afternoon.
right, thanks. Yeah.
All right, one more time tomorrow,
This
buddy.
is celebratory, beautiful weather for you today.
Exactly.
Tomorrow, yeah, it's still warm tomorrow.
No, that's all right.
Just might have a couple of raindrops.
And like we always say, though, take whatever we can get. Yeah, give her that. And say, stop ordering kebabs.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly.
Can't believe they pay for that
I know.
to be shipped.
Well, if you buy one thing, it's worth it to them.
And there are the clouds coming in tomorrow. Well, they're coming in today, but they'll be here tomorrow, which is now today, right? All right. Big bumblebees down there. We're done with the snow anyway, I think.
Can I quote you on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna put this away. That'll actually make it snow again.
Exactly. That's when you put the raincoat away. Right? You got it.
4 o'clock, progress report. Man, Takes an hour just to make it look like that, and rocks can go back in. But more importantly, I heard a cardinal. But then a car went by. Why is it called the pink moon? Well, a lot of things are pink. And we will see it tonight. Just have to be a little patient. Be past my bedtime. Over there, though. Look at the dogs. Hi! Come on up.
Hello.
You can make it. Hi. They're looking at us like, can we really go up there, that hill?
You know, the other thing kind of bothered me a little bit. I like the idea of the driving the pile. Something a little bit closer.
I don't know. I smell reefer.
Traffic flow.